up, math? I hate this.
What's up, math scholars? My first period is turning grumpy because they don't want to record the video. I recorded the video in my second period yesterday, so it's your turn now. But yeah, we're doing the study guide. We're just going to see how far we get. I don't know how many problems we'll get done. We'll finish the rest tomorrow. Number one, I had 6 board buddies come up to the board, and I've got some bad news. None of them quite remembered how to finish the problem off. So they all distribute this -2 properly, giving them Q to the -4 and U to the -8. But we never, ever, ever leave any negatives in our final answer, do we? How's that little song go?
Flip the negative positive.
You remembered it. Flip and make the exponent a positive. So this is what I was looking for the board buddies to put up here. Okay? All right, we're ready for number 2. I went ahead and I reduced down that 2/6, which is definitely 1/3. It doesn't look like anybody had trouble with the 1/3. Now the A's, this A here has to flip to the bottom to become a positive, and then the A squared and the A third would live together and they would add up. So it is A to the 5th. And then the B's, we have a little song for that. Bigger minus smaller. Put your answer where your bigger lived, and that would be on the bottom. All right, let's go over number 3 on the video. It looks like most of my board buddies did okay. We do have one group here that doesn't match out front. So I think what that group forgot to do is they have to cube the 4. But then the x's, that 4 and 3 multiply together, and the y's, the 2 and 3 multiply together, and then the z becomes to the 3rd. So just remember to do the 4 to the 3rd. So your final is 64, x to the 12, y to the 6, z to the 3rd. All right. Hello, people on the video. A student just asked when the test is. It's a 2-day test. Part 1 will be next Tuesday. Part 2 will be next Wednesday, which means double the study parties. We can do a study party after school Monday, before school Tuesday, after school Tuesday, before school Wednesday.
Aren't you going to be away one day?
Yeah, but I'll be at school, so we can still do study parties before and after school. I'm going to be in the library at a meeting one of the days. All right, people on the video, hey, how you doing? We're going to start filling in our box. That's the HARP-approved method to doing these problems. Ha. So we've got our positive 2x here. Beware of the double negative, of course. And we've got a -4x here. Now, I kind of like how my little board buddies had drawn their little diagonal things. Because you're... Oh, I just drew my diagonals wrong. Darn it. I have an undo button. All right, so your diagonals should actually be drawn from here to here. And I messed up this box from here to here. How's that looking now?
Great.
My final answer is -x to the cubed, positive 5x squared, -10x, and positive 12.
I don't like that's backwards. I don't like that.
Yeah, it is a little backwards from normal. I think they just did that to test you. What happened back there? Oh, did you get it right? Oh, okay.
I foiled.
All right, hey, this is not a foiling problem because we have this minus in between. So what we're going to do is distribute the negative to everybody. It'll be a -2. It'll be a -y cubed. And it'll become a positive y to the 5th. Now, nothing in the first group changes. And now we add our like terms. So we have 2y to the 5th and 1 more y to the 5th, which makes 3y to the 5th. So I don't have a problem with what this group did over here, but they're not quite in standard form. So put yourself in standard form, like same back there. And same over here. Everybody's like in reverse standard form. All right, now this one, it's a -1y cubed and another -1y cubed, which makes a -2y cubed if you'd add them up. So that was these two like terms. Oops, these two. And then I'll do green like terms. I have this like term with this like term. A positive 1 and a -2 is a -1. This is your best answer. You do want your answers in standard form. So you want to look like you're a math scholar. So we had troubles with our board buddies. Not one single group had their answer in standard form. You got it right. Yeah, you did get it right. But you weren't in standard form. Hey people on the video, I gave my board buddies a hint, so I'll give you that hint. We're going to write this 3x plus 2 twice, and then we're going to work left to right, doing 2 at a time, getting an answer, and then doing it with the final binomial. Hey there, people on the video. We just foiled out that first group and got 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. And, oh, I'm looking at the board buddies to my left. You did these two first. That works. That's fine. They actually chose to do the 3x plus 2 and the 3x plus 2 first, and they're going to have a little different of a box than me, but we all should get the same answer at the end. So I'm about to draw my box. So I'll have a 3x plus 2 on one side of my box.
I do.
Stop touching my microphone. We have a 3x squared, a negative 10x, and a negative 8. I know. So we have a 9x cubed,
36.
negative 30x squared, negative 24x, a 9x squared, a negative 20x, and a negative 16. Here's my like boxes. I was kind of checking with them. They set up their box different than me. Oh, they squared this first. Alright, so my final answer, I'll just write down here. 9x cubed, negative 21x squared.
Oh,
Is that a 1 or a 4?
it's a 4.
Huh, did I mess something up? I do have the negative 44x, and I have the negative 16. So I need to see why 3 times 2 is 6. So right here is where I messed up, huh? Right here? Thank you. I've got Taylor sitting right up front. She's a math scholar. She caught my mistake. It should be a 6x squared right here. And so it is a negative 24x squared. Thank you. Now I think we're all matching each other, all our board buddies. I'm not even back here. Good. All right. Hey people in the video, my board buddies are up here doing their 2 groups. I thought I'd talk you through our groups. This is called grouping method. We're going to pull a 4x squared out of the first group, leaving us with an x plus 4. We're going to pull a negative 9 out of the next group, leaving us with x plus 4. And then we get to do our abracadabra poof. So abracadabra poof, 4x squared minus 9 becomes a group, and x plus 4 becomes a single group. Now I'm looking around the room, and not one single group of board buddies took this any further. But guess what?
You can because it's a perfect square.
See, I told you coming up to the board 2 times in a row would make you a scholar. Logan just said, these are perfect squares, so we can take them one step further. What is going to be the square root of 4x squared? 2x, not 8.
I said wait.
Oh, wait. I said 8. And then what's the square root of 9? 3. Why did you need me to wait?
No, I looked at my phone and I realized it was up.
Oh, okay. So that's the answer to number 7.
Oh my gosh, it's hard.
1 second. I want to talk to people in the video real quick, then we'll get to your little drama back there. Okay. So I had every single board buddy come up and do perfect cube techniques. They wrote what A was, they wrote what B was, and then they did A minus B and A squared. That's our perfect cube techniques. 9 is not on my perfect cube list. 16 is not on my perfect cube list, and this is not a Y cube, so you want to steer clear of all these perfect cube ideas, okay? What we have going on here are perfect squares. And for perfect square techniques, this is actually a chapter 1 skill. You just square root both the numbers. So what's the square root of 9y to the 4th? 3y squared. So that goes in your first blank of both binomials. What's the square root of 16? 4. So you put a positive 4 in one binomial, a negative 4 in the other binomial, and you're done. So save that perfect cube technique for something that is perfect cubes, like, for example, number 9. Number 9 is going to be a perfect cube technique because the 64 and the 1000 are both on my perfect cube list. Okay.
Pause away.
All right, hey people in the video. So most groups chose to just get their A and B value from the 64 and the 1000. So that would give you 4x for A and 10 for B. Now I did have one group pull out a common monomial of 8 and then find their A and B. Their A was 2x and their B was 5. That answer would be acceptable as well. So here's my final answer. 4x minus 10, that's A minus B. Now A squared would be 16x squared. Plus A times B would be 40. And then plus b squared, which would be 100. And that is a perfect cube technique. Hey video people, not a huge explanation here. We had that 2x squared out front, so we did the box method. We put the 2x squared in the upper left box, the 15 in the lower right box, multiplied to get this 30 I just circled. And then the numbers that would multiply to 30 and add to 11 were 6x and 5x, and you just kind of reversed your Punnett square from there. So 2x plus 5. With x plus 3. All right, people on the video, these are our last two problems. I made the board buddies do both problems because 11 was so easy. 11 was old-fashioned factoring technique, and they selected a -10 with a -5 to add up and multiply out correctly. So good job to all three groups. And then the last one was just perfect cube. So you cube root at 8. By the way, where's that cube root button if you would need to utilize it on the test? Not second math, just math 4. Math 4. So that tells you that A is 2m and B is 3. And then utilizing the formula, you're going to have one binomial with a 2m plus 3 in it, and one trinomial. A squared would be 4m squared, minus A times B would be minus 6m, and then plus B squared would be plus 9. So we're going to stop it right there. We're beyond halfway because there's 23 problems. So that was the perfect goal that I had for today. Your only homework is to not lose the study guide, all right? Thanks for watching the video.